Welcome back, guys. So I had been saying a little while ago in can't remember, two or three videos back, or maybe more, that I wanted to do something with this stock gear change linkage. This is the stock ZRX 1200 gear linkage, and as you can see, it's in excellent condition. This one here, and but it's quite a plain affair, and the knuckle part of it, is just a metal, just a steel painted one. And I think that I can do a little bit better than that. So I have got a couple of parts here I'm going to show you. Okay, so like I was saying, this is just a metal steel one, and it's the stock ZRX one. And that's just a piece of 6mm threaded steel bar there. So I want to use this one here, this knuckle here. And there's the part number of it. Now, it is the an aluminium one, Kawasaki. And it's for a ZX9R. And it's a lot lighter, it's a lot nicer, and the stock bolt with it will be getting switched out for a titanium flange head one. But the only the only issue, one of the only issues, is you can see here that this piece is, there's an integral left-hand thread spigot, whereas this one here, it's a left-hand thread, all right, but it's an internally threaded one. And, so we'll need to do something with that. And since I'm going to make a new linkage here, I'm going to make it from a piece of 10mm stainless steel hexagon bar, and I'm going to machine it. I'm going to machine a hole into the end of that, drill and tap a hole into the end of that to be an M6 left-hand thread. And but I'm going to have this end here with a spigot on it like this, so that it works. So anyway, look, that's the plan, and let's see how we get on. Right, so I've cut a piece here, as you can see, around about 104.7, 105mm long. This little mark here is that I'm going to have to machine and thread that with the normal M6 thread on there, but this end here is going to have to be tapped to suit an M6 left-hand thread, and then from here to here, it's going to be, we're going to reduce it and machine it accordingly. So let's get on with it. Okay, so since this is stainless steel we're working with, and it's the same with titanium, you need proper drill bits for drilling it, and these are cobalt drill bits that are suitable for drilling stainless steel and titanium, etc. So I have a number of those, quite a lot of those actually, in different other boxes, but this wee set here is good enough, for what I want to do, and it's an M6 thread, so I'm going to need a 5mm drill bit to tap that, right? And also I've lots of tap and die sets, but this is just another wee sort of a odds and ends one that I have here, that, you know, for different kind of odd things. And this here, these are M6x1 left hand taps here, that if I can open that with one hand, there you go. So those I have those for doing that there. So let's do it, guys. Okay, so that's our faced up anyway. Right, so let's center drill it here now in preparation for drilling the 5mm hole. So we need this hole, well, there's about 15mm of thread or 14mm of thread or something, but we'll drill this hole about 18mm long, and or about 18mm deep, to give it a bit of clearance as well. All right. The way them cobalt drill bits just drill into that, no problem. All right, so let's see how far in we've drilled that. I'm hoping it's about 20mm or maybe a wee bit more. Let's see, just zero that, right? Yeah. 21.9 by 22mm. That's perfect. Let's thread it now. Okay, so I like to select one of the tops and put it in the chuck and just kind of, you know, start it in the chuck, you know, and so that it's central, you know, it remains central. Then I can, you know, I can slacken that off like that, and I can slide that back, and that will remain in there while I thread that separately. Okay. See the way it remains in there? And it's vertical, it's perfectly straight in it, centralized. So then I can transfer that over to the vise, and I can tap that properly. Okay. I've got this Sealy ratchet tap holder, which is very, very handy. Here, get this out, and I'll just show you this in operation now. There's the adapter for it, and you put it in, and you can just, you know, you just put it in like that, and then you can, or reverse it. All right, so just like that. Couldn't be easier. Now I'll put a wee bit of cotton paste on it. It's always, you know, when you're doing a left-hand thread, you're kind of always a wee bit kind of, you know, am I going the right way here with this? But yes, yeah, you know, because you kind of feel like, you know, you're tightening it when you should be loosening it. But anyway, so that's it, and we're just going to yeah, we're going this way. for its left hand. And then we'll switch this here over when we've done it to a plug top or a plug tap to get right to the bottom. Okay, so now we're going to thread this portion of it here. I'm going to face this here up. Now I can do it. I can thread it in the lathe, but it would mean changing the gearing and everything on it, or I can just do it with a tap. And because it's only one thread, I think I'll just do it on the tap. But anyway, we'll face it up first, and get that part of it done. When you're doing something like this, you always try and keep as little of the work protruding out past the chuck as possible, you know, because you don't want any, you know, you want it to be as rigid as possible when you're doing the like of that there, you know, so you keep, you know, I've seen people with an awful amount of material sticking out far too far, and then it's wobbling about, and it's, you know, you're getting all this chatter lines on it and stuff. But you don't want to be doing that, you know what I mean? You're just keeping it as tight to the chuck as you can, you know, while still allowing yourself room to you know, when it comes to the time of threading it, you know, especially whenever you're working hard material like stainless steel, and hexagon stainless steel is at that as well, you know, because, you know, you're really only hitting the high spots at the moment, you know, until you get all those removed before you get down to you know, machining it without all them, you know, hitting all the high spots first, you know. Anyway, I'll just keep going. Okay, so we'll have this reduced here now to 6 millimeters, which is going to be the diameter of the thread, and we'll want to put because I'm just going to be using you know, a die, just an M6x1 die on that there, rather than change the gearing just to sort of do one thread. I want a leading edge on this end here, to allow the die to, you know, engage and start cutting. So we're going to put just a tiny wee taper, or, you know, at the front end of it there, you know, to allow that to happen. So we can do that now. Let's see. Right. Trying to get my hands in around it here so that I don't knock the tripod and cause a bit of a jolt in the camera there. Right, we'll thread that now. Okay, so I have this tool here, and I've already got an M6x1 tap in it, because that's a very common size. And what you just basically putting this here like this into the tailstock, putting a wee drop of cotton paste on the end, and we're just going to do it by hand, you know, because I can get much more control over it. And I'm just going to lock this in place so that nothing pushes back on me, and then I can just I can just, you know, do that and thread that, you know, and once it's bit like that, then I can just do that. Simple as that. You know, like as I say, I could have changed the gearing and did it in the you know, did it in the lathe with a tool and showed you how to do it that way, but it's not really, you know what I mean. You're doing one tiny wee thread here, so there's no point in doing that, you know, for the sake of that. All right, so there's that thread there. Okay, so now we'll have to do the central section here. It's tapped at this end with a left hand thread M6x1. It's threaded at this end with a normal M6x1, and so we're going to sort of machine the central part, and then that'll be it. But we need to support it. We need to support it, and we'll do that with a live center in the tailstock. Let's do that. All right, so that I have marked from either end the amount I want, because I'm going to machine a little, or have a little square end on here, and then machine a slope, and the same there. So, but we need to support this end, and we use this here, which is a live center. This goes in here like this, and then this here, I can move this over here to support the end of that, which I will do. Move this out, and then tighten this here up. This part here. I'll give myself a wee bit of room. Tighten that there up. Tighten that up there. And then that is supported. I mean, if I switch that on, that's supported while I machine the central part. All right. Oh, and some people might be wondering what I meant there by live center. These are centers here, right? They're dead centers, and that means that they don't turn. You can put that in there, but it won't turn. And what will happen is, if you put that into there like that, that part there will turn and wear away there. And so a live center is this, which does turn. See that? And it's there's a more MT2 is a Morse taper 2, which is basically just goes up the inside of that, and that holds it. You know, you can get all sorts of sizes there, Morse taper 3, etc. You know, but I mean, that one there will just hold that like that, and that means that when that turns, you know, that part there turns because there's a bearing inside that. But anyway, I can just machine the central part of that, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, so we'll want to reduce this central part here to maybe about 7 millimeters or so, 7.5 millimeters, because I have threaded the inside of this end here to an M6 thread. So you have to retain a little bit of integrity in that there, you know, the wall thickness. You can't go right down to 6 millimeters or anything, but we'll just reduce it to right down, and then at the last I will do it on the automatic feed, and it will be so much smoother there. Okay. Okay, so I've just thrown the half nut, which is this, the automatic feed lever, and you can see here how much smoother that is. See that? There it is. Okay, so there's my little piece there that it's just machined just straight off the lathe, and it's replacing this one here, which is just a piece of 6mm stainless steel rod. But you're looking at that and thinking, well, that one's shorter than that one, but that's because this part here goes down inside that, whereas that one there goes inside that. So that's the reason for that. And the other thing is, I'm going to be doing away with this nut here because this is just a steel nut, and I'm going to be using the two stainless steel nuts here that came off the stock one. And also this is the flanged M6 nut. So let's just put this together and see which, I think this is the, isn't this the stainless steel left hand thread one? It is. Okay, so that's the way that goes there, and then that goes like that. That's the way that goes. That's the titanium one. This here, oh, where's the other nut? There goes like that. All right, and then that goes into that. Okay, so now we obviously have to adjust that to suit, but there it is. Move all that out of the road, and there it is. Much nicer, isn't it? Another wee bit of work, but again, that's what you've got to do to fit it, to have what you're after. I'll just put it on the bike and let you see it. Okay, so there it is. That's it on the bike. Yeah, just a little trick bit that that you just seen getting made there. Yeah, you know, these things here would hardly ever get noticed, but it's nice to know they're there. And you know, obviously, you know, you adjust it. You know, you can see the lever going up and down there as I would adjust that to whatever the desirable height is. You just got to be, I'll move that down there so I can get my hand in. You know, you just got to be accurate as to what, you know, your measurements. But there it is, and then it's only a matter of just tightening up those little jam nuts there at the end, and that's it. Yeah, very nice, trick little piece that. I'll just show you what thickness I settled on. The stock one is 6mm. .13. So, you know, I didn't want it too thick, but I had to retain a wall thickness, you know, as I say, for I think it was that end there. Yeah, that goes down into it. Now, obviously, I just have to adjust those little jam nuts whenever I have selected the height of that I want the lever. But I mean, look, you can see the lever. You know, you've just got to be accurate in the measurement of it there. You know, whenever you're deciding what way you're going to make it. But there it is anyway. And there's that little aluminium. It's a ZRX 9R knuckle on it there, and the titanium nut. You know, these wee things here, it's just a wee bit extra detail, you know. I mean, you wonder, will anybody even notice that? But I wanted to make it, and I'm happy that I did. Okay, guys, thanks a million.